Peace out. Leaving home.
Hello. Unfortunately, I had to pause the music because there is a commercial out of nowhere, and I think that YouTube knew that this was what was going to happen. And they're like, commercial time! We're going to throw a commercial in here because you were listening to music so calmly prior to that. But now it's time for commercials, and we muted it and we skipped it, and now we're back to the music. All right. Hello. If you are here, you maybe know that I am doing game planning for the 8 games that I run. However, it being the holidays, it's not really 8 games. At least not recently. It's not currently 8 games because I haven't run all of them. People have been traveling for the holidays, so on and so forth. But let's just go over what we need to go over. So we're going to be brief today because I actually want to see if I can't get to some other stuff as much as I want to be a little bit more thorough. But this has been a weird week. I've been super busy, but I finally got caught up. I feel good about my work situation in terms of the workload going into the winter break. And we're good. We're here. Let's see. So we're streaming. Might want to tap down that music just a skosh. Hopefully y'all can hear it good. Good. Alright. Monday. That is to say the game I run Mondays and Tuesdays. Let's just do a quick update. Group fought Duke of Havoc and won. Prevented rise of Vidox Oz. And I think I may need to... Let's see, I may have too many tabs open. In fact, I do have too many tabs open. Let's see, let's just go ahead and do what I do. And actually, if we just want to, come on now. Come on now. Come on. Just work with me here. Alright. I guess you're not going to work with me. So then we'll just do this. You better do what I say or this'll happen to you. Alright. Let's see if we can't get this music back and running. Alright, there we are. So, prevented rise of Vidoxoz. Pretty standard. May gain, let's see. Will lose gargoyles, but maybe give them a gem that can summon them for 1 minute per day. The group liked Wingle and Keps pretty well. So I think I'm going to keep them, but I don't want them to be like a constant asset. Because I forget about them. And I want them to be a little bit more intentionally used. That is to say, like, being an intentional kind of part of the game. Let's see. What did I call the other person? Hold on. That's right. Marsako. So Marsako, the gnome wizardress. Let's close that. All right. Let's see if we can't free up a little bit more processing power here. This is a little crazy. Okay, maybe if I do this first. Alright. So absolutely no reason it should be this slow. Alright, maybe that's a little better. Alright, Marsako no Wizardress will be the group's guide. Cool. Not including Topsy, oops, or Turvy. I don't think there was really much time for the inclusion of those characters or Jim Jar. Let's see, have one episode, quote unquote, of downtime in Blingden Snow. Have group be city to throw party of honor for the group saving the town. So they're going to get recognized, because that doesn't happen enough in D&D games, where it's like you do something good for a town and then the town just is like, oh, thanks. Let's see. Party will include magical. Let's see. How do we want to do this? I want to have something where it'll kind of encourage the characters to come out of their shell. No pun intended for Amino, the turtle monk. What if we have the festival involve I know. Scavenger hunt. So that's going to be part of the celebrations. Some items are physical. Some are abstract, like friendship or vulnerability. Group will succeed only if they grow together. Prize question? Whoops. Prize question mark? How's about map to nearby dungeon should be where the sun sword is kept. Forgot to include that before. Okay, so we're going to do that little temple where the sun sword is kept. That's going to be the prize. It's possible that someone else may win it and just be like, hey, I want you to go check this out, and we'll commission you to go and retrieve some priceless artifact that isn't the sword. Let's write that down. If group does not win, have rich beneficiary task group with retrieving priceless but non-magical item can keep other things. What is item? Question mark? How about a life-size pony statue that... Let's see, life-size pony statue made of jade. We'll call it Lil Sebastian. Alright, and I think that's good. I don't think I need to go wacky out of my way to do anything more than that. I want next week to be kind of a quiet, let's see, how do we, okay. I want it to be like a more quiet session where they kind of have downtime, there's fun things, maybe just describe the party, have Marsako, in fact, maybe that's a good, let's see, have Marsako tell stories of the exploits she witnessed. Have Wingle and Caps also be really fun guys. Cool. Alright, so I think that's good for Monday. Tuesday, Klaus the Gnome. We're going to skip that because we have all of this stuff. Look at all this stuff. It is censored because my beloved Looney is the one player in this one-player game, and I do not want her to see any of this stuff. And it's all still good to use. I just am keeping it under wraps. We may play tonight. We shall see. Wednesday, Dawn of Thay. So they did finish the floating island. They did get the lodestone. I don't know what's up with this group. I gave them a lodestone which can be used to create an airship, and they did not seem at all interested. They were like, meh. So let's go real quick. Okay. Group in Neverwinter about to find path to Sunless Citadel. So downtime? Question mark. I've implemented it. The group doesn't seem to be super interested in the downtime stuff. They did a little bit with some like it was similar where it was like bar games. Prizes were lower and magic items. Common. Used their favor to awaken a koala. New NPC. So red cloaks from Fendolin exist here, but not much interest from group. So what else? What can we throw at them in the time before they go to the Sunless Citadel that would be interesting and not a dungeon crawl? I know. Dread grackles have been eating small animals like koalas and are from the, what is it called? So there's the Feywild, and then there's the Shadowfell. From the Shadowfell. They are roosting in an abandoned... I don't want to do a church because they just came from an abandoned church. Oh yeah, okay. From an abandoned Gond roller factory. That should be fun. The Grackles fight to take Koala may succeed. Either way can be tracked down to the factory and fought there. Dread Grackles are led by a Deep Crow. And for those of you who don't know, a Deep Crow is something that actually originated from Penny Arcade, but as the Penny Arcade people are pretty embroiled in D&D stuff, they have created a book called Acquisitions Incorporated based on the many adventures of the Penny Arcade folk who have kind of insinuated themselves into Dungeons and Dragons. In that book, they have stats for a Deep Crow and like a greater Deep Crow. So I think we just need to do, well, let's have a look. I'm going to my bookshelf. Alright, given how my computer seems to want to just chug along right now, we're just going to get a physical book out. We're going to turn the page, wash our hands, turn the page, wash our hands, then we turn the page, then we wash our hands. I'm nauseous. Alright. Oof. I'm just looking. Man, I forget how great the art is, actually. It's a shame they couldn't include... Well, I don't know. The less I say about what I was about to say, the better. D&D politics are weird. Alright, there's a Deep Crow and an Ancient Deep Crow. No! At CR9, that Deep Crow is going to be fine. With a swarm of Dread Grackles, I think it should be fine. Lesson 1 for potential new dungeon masters. If your group is not interested in something, don't force it. Do something else that is going to draw their attention. Do they have a favorite NPC? Put them in peril. Do they have some kind of a minor goal that they're looking at? Do they want to be able to afford a new horse or passage across the sea? Give them a fun, objective job that only they can do. Maybe the job has to do with their expertise or something in their background. For instance, if someone's an entertainer, maybe they have to go to a creepy mansion and entertain an old rich docent who then turns out to be some kind of like... See, that's like you already just have set up something there where it's like, what happens at the mansion? Is the old man really a vampire? Maybe he's haunted by all kinds of weird stuff. Maybe there's a secret golem shop in the basement. We don't know. There's all kinds of things that could happen. But basically, because somebody in the party has the entertainer background, boom, you got an in. And let me tell you, if you don't think you can get your players interested in something, try using something that's on their character sheet and making it relevant, and they will become interested. And if you know their character better than they do, which you might even say, hey, I thought I saw on your character sheet that you were an entertainer. This might pertain to you. And even if they didn't remember that, but you told them, that would be a really good way to bring them into the story. You might even ask leading questions like, where were you an entertainer? What kind of things did you do to entertain people? Were you good? Were you bad? Do you have, are you famous? Are you infamous? So on and so forth. Did you develop connections? Are you part of a traveling troupe that once toured the Forgotten Realms? All kinds of crazy stuff, but it all starts from using things that are on people's character sheets. Even if they have something wacky on their character sheet like soap, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, somebody needs soap. Should I be listening to this? I don't know, Death6939. Oh, yeah, we already passed the part with all the stuff pertaining to you. So as long as you don't rewind, you should be fine. Even if you did, even if you do, it's not a big deal. But I'm glad you're here. We missed you at the game a little bit earlier. All right. So, all right, but those are just some ideas for how to get that group involved. We are going to put the koala in peril. And that's pretty easy. Put the koala in peril. Make it known that this koala will not be safe in Neverwinter if they don't defeat the Grackles and Deep Crow. So, Grackle, Dread Grackle Swarm. Improved Swarm of Birds, I guess. Deep Crow. CR9. 3 question mark? Times 3. Yeah, I think 3 Dread Grackle Swarms will be good. Alright, there we are. So then Wednesday 2, Dreams of Myth and Old Draenor. We just had our game yesterday. Went really well. So, okay. King has been possessed, slowly turning into an aspect of the Yellow King. Okay, all that happened. Group meets the small cadre of travelers who are immune to the temporal madness. Travelers are from Thay. Has to... Oh, I forgot about that part. Glad I went back on this. Okay. Thayan magic keeps the traveler safe from temporal issues. Okay. So Thayans are also spies. Yes. Okay. Weird temporal issues. Okay. This arc will end when the group travels into a demi-plate and fight a figment or dream of the Yellow King to render it back to sleep. See, I forgot a lot of this, so I'm glad I wrote it down. Kill Mortal King, defeat Yellow Dude, gain Loyalty of Kingdom. Okay. So we've already done... let's see, what do we do here? Format? Text. Strike through. Alright. Mortal King, dead. Yellow Dude, gonna be dead. Loyalty of Kingdom, let's see. Maybe if we did this like... Alright, kill Mortal King, defeat Yellow Dude, gain loyalty of the kingdom, in that order. Myth Draenor can absorb the people and or the land as the group sees fit. Start Myth Draenor citizenry. Alright, however, one quick and important thing remains. Fight Yellow King. So how do we want to do this in a way that's not going to be overwhelmingly unfair? I could use Yellow King stat block, but I have a feeling that's going to be too tough. I could use something else. Let's see, is there such a thing as a nightmare? Not like the flaming horse, but like a creature composed of nightmares. It's like I want something that's like creepy and dangerous, but not the Yellow King. Just to stand in for the Yellow King, the dream of the Yellow King. Let's start with what we need. So let's just say CR 10. And we want maybe 3 CR5 minions. That's going to help deal with like the overwhelming numbers that the enemies or that the players have. Well, I usually don't go about it this way, but let's look at what CR10 monsters exist. And then we can talk about it. We can try and figure this out. This is where it's super handy to have D&D Beyond because you can. I don't want to sound like a commercial for it, but you can literally like look at stats and bring up lists, and that's super handy for purposes such as this. I'm not as into the whole encounter builder because that's just false. Like nobody builds an encounter with numbers and thinks that that's gonna work. Yeah, eyeball it. You don't need to like go down to the experience point number. That's just silly. Advanced filters. Challenge rating 10 and 10. Okay. Filter monsters. Aboleth. Oh, that's a really good one, actually. An Alhoon, also really good. Oh, man. Alhoon, huh? That's maybe too dangerous. Aural, interesting, but no. What is an Amble? Tortle? No. Automaladrin, Biomancer? Ooh, what is a Biomancer? It's from Guild Masters of Ravnica. Maybe. Demogoth. That's from the brand new book. Some sages refer to Demogoths as tear lickers, owing to the fiend's tendency to lurk beneath the battlefield and other sites of great tragedy. Forbidden knowledge of magic fueled by the consumption of anguish. This is good. Alien looking. Well, let's have a look at what these things appear as. But I think we've got a winner. Well, we're gonna have to look up Demogoth, and I know there's pictures of them because it's taken from Magic the Gathering, and of course there's just art for everything. But let's look at these guys. So multi-attack, that's great. Agonizing bursts. Interesting. Terrify. Huh. Oh, wow. Pact of Pain. Oh, interesting. Very neat. Okay, I like this. Alright, we're doing it. King in yellow, CR10, Demo Goth. But it's the king in yellow. Oi, did I arrive at a spoilerific time? No, so let me even show you. I can do this with no fear of spoiling anything for you. But look, it's still there and it's still censored, and we can do this all day and you will not be spoiled on the interesting and amazing things I have planned. I know, there we go. We're gonna do with a Demagoth, and then so if we're gonna do that, you know what I think we'll do, because it is a fiend. Barlgura. So Barlguras are CR5, and they are fiends, and they're big beefy things. So we're just going to call them possessed and maddened ogres. Let's see. 3 attacks, reckless, running leap, and it can cast spells. Classified and redacted, absolutely. Alright. So that's great. Barlgura. No spell casting, heals. Do I need to do more damage with these guys? They do 3 attacks. Yeah, they're just not gonna spell cast. Or actually, spell casting will go to Yellow King with legendary actions. So instead of the Barlgura casting the spells, the possessed ogres, the Yellow King instead will be able to cast Entangle, Phantasmal Force, Disguise Self, no need for that, and Invisibility. Entangle, Disguise, nope, I already said that, don't need that. Looney, can you hear me okay? Phantasmal Force. No concentration. Invisibility. Can cast on minions. Neat. No concentration. Alright, that should be a fun fight. So they're going to have to deal with that Demogoth. Let's see, let me look at that guy's stats. Madden, the ogres that have somehow acquired characteristics of John Madden. They won't bash in your skull, but they'll talk your ear off about Andag. Well, you see what we've got here is a long play into the deep 50-yard line. But what we don't understand is we've really got... God, I can't keep that going. And yes, I can hear you good. All right. I don't have the Frank Caliendo level of John Madden impressions quite yet. But someday I will be as good as Frank Caliendo is at impersonating John Madden. I bet you someday that Frank Caliendo is going to be on one of the Madden games when John Madden finally passes away. Alright, and then Demogoth's got 157 hit points. Not terrible. 16 armor class. They'll get through that. Yeah, this group can do this, and especially because they've got a lot of allies. Alright, so that's Wednesday. That wraps up Wednesday pretty nice. Thursday, War Drums. Sam, Sam, if you can hear this, if you're paying attention, this is spoiler territory. If you really want to be spoiled, Sam, you keep listening. If not, I don't know. Well, I'll say a thing and I'll do a thing. To signal that you can listen and pay attention, Sam. All right, war drums. So Granite Hill Smash Fish Crash Boom Bang has been defeated, and they learned about Halfwing. I didn't get to really implement the Halfwing the way I wanted to. That's okay. So next, Daznalov in Mine. Let's see, reveals Old One Shrine. You know what? Group to meet with freed ogres, champions, and fight against gigantes. Some downtime as local trolls and ogres have a meeting to decide fate of new town. Consider loyalties to Sunder. Might have Dragon Bright army show up to complicate things. Will they start a fight, or will group help broker peace? Then we go to Daznalov in the mines. Big, eerie Aurora Borealis. So the Aurora Borealis in this particular world is the sure sign that old ones are doing old one stuff. If there's Aurora Borealis, it means that the old ones are having very vivid dreams and are at risk for waking up. It's not a big risk, but it's a big enough risk. Okay, there's the Gakwa. We still want to do that, but I feel like I want to put one more session between the Gakwa fight and the So the secret here is that Brady can throw the ball in extremely tight spiral in a really short time. That boy has a very good reaction times. He may not be good at running, but he has an arm like a howitzer. Furthermore, the Patriots' offensive line. Yeah, that's what the ogre's talking about, is making me dizzy. I don't know, some violent ritual to please a god called Niffle or something. And he keeps babbling about some dark wizard called Belichick. And everyone's supposedly scared of. Amazing. Amazing. Thank you. Alright, so that puts us well within. So yeah, we've got all this business. So write the book or destroy the blood. Okay. Oh yeah. I remember this now. This will be fun. I think this will be good. Some really interesting choices. I think I'm gonna put Sam back on notice by offering him to do something like really crazy, and if he takes it, then it'll be fun times. So now, as I promised, I'm gonna have to. But yeah, if Sam takes the bait on this one, should be interesting, and we should be back to like, is Sam secretly evil? Sam, you can listen, watch from here. And then if he's like fast forwarding or something, maybe we gotta do like bigger. Sam, you can listen and or watch from here. Alright. Your Madden is fucking brilliant, by the way. Absolutely loved it. Thank you. Again, I'm not Frank Caliendo, but maybe someday I will be in his league. Whether that league happens to be the Western Conference or something else. All right, Peril and a Beer just got done doing this. So, all right, hold on. Mario, if you're here, say something in chat. Nope, Mario is not here. Okay, but Mario, if you're watching this after the fact, this pertains to you. All right, Peril and Bear, recent games still in Temple of Water. Okay, so that is no longer the case. New sites and locations to neutralize dark sphere created by a box of. And here's where we don't. Okay, so they just got done with dungeon. Just finished dungeon. May return to dungeon. I want to send them to sites that are not dungeons. And I think I want them to be more like layers. Layers. 6 of them. Only need... Whoops. Accidentally relapsed into leet speak. Only need 3. Group can choose between 2 water, 2 fire, earth, or air. So let's just kind of go through this real quick. Water, super aboleth. And basically, these are just going to be boss fights. They're going to have to go through like 6 boss fights. They're going to have to go through like a Mega Man 1, if you will. So that they can then unlock the dungeon, go back in there and fight more dangerous things, and then perhaps run into a Boxov or some... Maybe they'll fight Vidoxos. I don't know. We'll see. Super Aboleth. And you know what? If they fight, I think I should give them a level if they beat 2 bosses. We'll see. They're really high level. Super Aboleth. Or what's a good thing? Kraken. They haven't really fought a Kraken. It kind of teased them and menaced them with a Kraken. Fire. So what would be a good thing to shoot at them? Vis-a-vis fire. It's like, what if there was like a phoenix underwater? What would that even be? I know. Fire jellyfish monster. One of the players gained the ability to turn into a jellyfish at some point, so I want to kind of tease that out. I think you'll have fun with that. If they don't go for that, I don't want to do lava, and I don't just want to do fire. Turns out the campaign is structured like a Mega Man game because the big villain is secretly Dr. Wily. That should be fun. I'd be okay with that. I think I want to make the monster here, if they don't go for the fire jellyfish monster, I think I want to make it Typhon. We're talking like the Greek Typhon. That should be fun. Alright, so Earth. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Okay. Again, I don't want to go too generic with Earth. Actually, Charybdis. We'll go with Charybdis. Or the Kraken. And we'll let them choose. Because I actually made stats for Charybdis. Like the Greek Charybdis. We're going with a Greek theme on this. Alright, the Earth. Well, let's maybe come back to Earth. Air. I think I want to make an let's see, vacuum elemental. Can drain oxygen from water. Also very cold. I like it. Coral Golem. Very good. Also super abrasive. Maybe has swarm of barracuda surrounding it. Oh man, I love this already. Okay, so those are the sites. I need to send these guys to 3 of these 6 sites. They're gonna do all this business. In fact, I might even try and get them to do a 4th. And if I do a 4th, I can level them up twice. And I think they're at 15 right now. If we can get them to 17 and make this like a really crazy boss fight, I don't know. I might talk to them about this being the last thing, because this feels like it'd be a good thing to finish off on. I don't know. Maybe, let's just type maybe, follow up with Cleaner Adventure, where Karuk goes into Oberith Lane to fight the Dark Oz in person. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Not sure yet. Hey Cossack, you heard from Albert lately? He hasn't wrecked the planet in 6 months now, and Rock is getting antsy. Oh yeah, he said he was using his time traveling thing to go do fantasy stuff because you and your stupid blue robot keep bullying him. And he's done with science. His words, not mine, Thomas. That's amazing. Alright, so that takes care of that. Tomb of Annihilation. Alright, so the group did explore more. They fought the eye in the courtyard. I killed the dude. Let's see. Jorian died from disintegration ray. Yep, that was a thing that happened. So cultists surrender, may raise flags, the group may not care. No, I was right. They did not care. They killed those cultists indiscriminately. The cultists had their hands up and everything. I'm really curious too, because that's gonna do stuff. Cultists slaughtered. Off in distance, 100-foot wide lightning bolt. What comes next? So yeah, here we are. May go back to Chalktown and recoup. No, actually, let's see. Go free Phoenix. Escort. What's his face? Arcus and Dragonbait to Chult, where they are going to leave and go to Icewind Dale. So considerations, yeah, so we did this As predicted, one of the players really wanted that ring, so I gave him something instead. Oh, I forgot to offer him the raptor, but whatever. Yeah, it's not a big deal. Alright, so consideration. Going back to Chult, consider maybe offering Rich Patron or having it be Voldemort. Yes, that is correct. One of my players decided to call himself Voldemort. Moving on. Tremble, primitive presence. Tremble before the might of the Dark Wizard Albert W. Wyliet. A knight is coming at me. A knight in blue armor. You've got to be shitting me. Offering Rich Patron or having it be Voldemort. Anyways, Rich Patron may want person revived without black diamond. Will pay for expedition into jungles for Tomb of Annihilation. Trek there will take, let's call it a month. I think that's all we really need to worry about right now. There's going to be a lot of things happening. Last thoughts. Two non-combat encounters. One combat encounter. Alright. Encounter. Uh-oh. Are we getting an advertisement? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Okay, now we're back to normal music. Alright, Sunday's last one for tonight. Man, there's a lot of stuff. Okay. Oh, that's right, because a lot of this was actually questions. Q&A. D&D and Q&A. Monsters dwell here. Big complication. Character died was revived. Okay, so we know that. Big fight. Abeloth. Blood bar. So that's all recap. We know that. That was 2 weeks ago, more or less. Big reveal. So I did do the big reveal. Sealed away from divinity. Let's see, Blood Borrowers, conduct ritual, God of Evolution, non-like Esther. Okay, yeah. Stakes of character death. Yeah, I'm still gotta talk about that. Plans, meet up in Sinu, learn about fake Uzus, learn of events in past. Yeah, that all happened. Destruction of Seal, keeping Almodi. Yeah, all of that. Fight with fake you. Okay, so this is coming. Modified Juiblex? Yeah. Spawn a swarm of undead shadows. Okay, this is still all in process, but we're gonna add towers. Meeting with tower guardians. They will explain their role. To prevent Moon from being destroyed by blood borrowers. They created the Inspired. And are the last vestiges of the deific souls. Players have a choice. Bring back gods as they were, strong, or as they should be, weaker. So Zagava less feral. Nomos, less jerky. Less introspective. Also, let's see, what else am I trying to think of here? Inspired. Oh, the Blood Borrowers are trying to eat the moon now. Ambitious. Yeah, they're trying to like destroy the moon that everyone's on so that they can go back and fight with their creator, who is like this creepy like shadow god. And they just want to sacrifice everything to gain their goal. And they want to create a god that's going to fight the dark god, and it's going to basically be us dark. Also, if they do this, Xenu may be able to join the new Pantheon. Will Inspired still exist? Only if the... Oh, how do I want to play this? Inspired will be less powerful if the gods are more powerful. Vice versa. One of the characters will have to become uninspired. Pick can merge with Draconic Essence thanks to Black Snapper. In fact, this is important enough that I think I need a bulleted list. So Clementine can merge with Whisper. Ruka can merge with Sense of Danger. Danver. This is not Captain Marvel. Let's see. What am I missing? Shoot. Kavesh can merge with Sulazar, the remnant of Zagava's champion. Kakalaki can... I don't know who Kakalaki would, but for sure Ko could merge with the bunny. Kakalaki can question mark? I don't know. Do your worst, Blood Borrower scum. Good will forever triumph over evil. You will never destroy the moon. What could you possibly do to destroy a whole moon? Found something cool that's worked on moons before. Check this out. Kamehame. Oh man, how many times was the moon destroyed? Too many. In fact, Roshi destroyed the moon, I think, and then Piccolo did the same thing, so did it have two moons? I don't know. Alright, but yeah, they'll decide that. They'll fight the fake Uzus, modified Dewey Blacks, that should be fun. Gogmazios. What did we figure out about Gogmazios? Oh, that's right, because they're a Monster Hunter thing. Yeah, really like that. Oh man, they really do look like the villain from Fern Gully, kind of. All right. Yep. Cool. Awesome. Excellent. Okay. So I think we're good. I think that is the completion of the planning for everything that comes after today. All right, and we're at our what is maybe my favorite segment of this, which is Dungeons and Dragons and questions and answers. So if anybody in the audience has any questions vis-a-vis basically Kami-sama keeps bringing back the moon until he finds out it triggers the Ozaru thing, and he's like, nah, fuck it, the moon, fuck the moon, I'm out. That makes sense. So, alright, Looney, do you have any questions about Dungeons and Dragons in general, about any of my campaigns? About, like, monsters you've heard about? Ooh, I have a cue. Go for it. While we're waiting for the question, talk amongst yourselves. A bugbear is neither a bug nor a bear. Discuss. Has there been a campaign where you've thrown a baddie or creature at a party that you thought was maybe a bit OP or unfair? So all of a sudden, like, I'm usually really, really good at eyeballing and making sure that something's not going to be so, like, terrifyingly difficult that it will overwhelm the party. But, like, on my second Wednesday game, for some reason, that one's been trickier, and I think it has to do with the fact that there's usually only 3 people there when I'm used to doing, like, anywhere between 4 and 6. That may have something to do with it, but I also just am used to doing so much more damage, and the group is so much more fragile. I don't think they have a proper tank, even though the character I kept destroying was a paladin. But I don't know. I'm pulling back. I'm not doing as much. I'm trying to do things that have, like, more attacks that do less damage, and hopefully that will have the same effect of going like, oh shit, things are going downhill, but then, like, you know, it's less likely that I'll critical hit and drop someone from full health. So that's been kind of where I've been at. But ever since I ran one of my more prominent games recently, which was Eberron, I just started throwing crazy shit out there. I'm talking like they had to fight a 400-foot monster and 2 Mariliths. If you know Mariliths, they get about 6 attacks per melee per round, are super dangerous and have a super high armor class. They managed to take them out, no problem. So that was like level 9, I guess. So yeah, there's some groups I never worry about that, and I'm not as concerned. on my Thursday game, people had, like, I had this whole plan for Halfwing. Going back to that, I had this whole plan for Halfwing, and Sam, this is spoiler stuff. And I didn't really get to it because they did fight the dragon, and the dragon was like real crazy good, powerful, and everything. But they were rolling so low. There were maybe like 8 natural ones rolled in the course of that fight, and all on their side. It was wacky. It was ridiculous. So I didn't do all of the crazy things I wanted to with Halfwing. I didn't go as nutso on that as I wanted to. I didn't include the gargoyles that were going to be continually popping out. And it was fun. I think the whole thing was it was still a fun fight. It was a little bit marred by the fact that like the players were just rolling miserably and they were not happy with the rolls. But I don't know. The RNG was so bad that day, and I don't know why. But yeah, usually I'll throw something like wicked crazy good at the party, and then they beat it. They might sweat it, but they'll still beat it. And I think I need to like tailor things to where I know how the weaker parties can do. Well, let's just write this up. In fact, I can do this rather easily. Yes. What if I do? Yes. Sometimes I don't know my own strength. It's gotten tricky to run games for sub-optimized groups after playing against... No, I shouldn't say against, that sounds terrible. After running optimized groups for so long. Alright, Looney, do you got another question for me? And I keep having people pop in and out, but I mean, if anybody's listening to this and they want to ask a question, come and ask. Please. More question is good question. I'm going to throw a thing out on Twitter. I wonder if Sojaro is streaming or not. I've been pretty lucky to be able to just like do a raid, which is neat. And in the meanwhile, can we talk about the Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 that they just announced? I'm super excited about it. You should be super excited about it. I kind of want to get Series X Xbox to be able to play it. I've needed an excuse, and that game might be the excuse I need. I don't want a PS5. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry that I don't want a PS5. They kind of suck. Done with planning. I'm actually going to do... but I am having an AMA on stream. Come ask me questions, and I'll have to answer them. see if this works. Do you have one or more favorite critical fail roll experiences? I hear those tend to be funny. Yeah. And I want to be very clear. So, okay. Critical fails are really great. They're amazing. But there's a tendency in the role-playing community to make them like really severe and harsh. What do I mean by that? I mean by that there's a tendency to want to be like, oh, you rolled a critical fail. You stab yourself with your own sword, or you fall down the cliff that you were next to, or you botch the casting of the spell so bad that everything is blown up around you. I don't like that. Everyone's gonna roll natural ones. Everybody. And when they become deadly, or potentially deadly, when they become like such a downer that it's like, oh, I sliced my tendon and now I can't move. Too bad I'm the swashbuckler. I don't like stuff like that. Like, I just do not. It tends to drag the game down. It makes people feel really like useless. And there's nothing worse than being in a big epic fight, than a big epic battle. I'm in love with my switches. Yes, a switch for each hand. I wish that they would have put 40k on the Switch. To be honest, I'm sorry, I'm switching rails here. I wish they had put 40k Space Marine on the Switch. That would have been lovely, but I feel like it's probably too much of a next gen game. I might get it on PC. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Dual wielding switches, yes, absolutely. Switches akimbo. But going back to the question of critical fails, there's some. Wait, are we? Is this still music or is this an advertisement? No, it's music. Okay, we're good. Anyhow, critical fails, yeah, they should be more funny than they are disastrous. Because if someone's like pierces a lung or breaks a rib because they rolled a natural one, that's not ever as fun as just being beaten by the enemy. Like, if somebody has, like, if a character dies, that should be because of the enemy, not because of an accident. They should feel like they're fighting the enemy, not luck. Because, like, God, let me tell you, anytime you feel like the dice are a bigger threat than the monsters you're fighting, then you're not having fun. You really aren't. And I think people get that wrong all the time. So, critical hit decks, critical fail decks, I hate them. Everybody always thinks that it's going to be good and that the players are going to get like a one-up on the bad guy. And let me tell you, that happens so much less frequently than it does to them. It sucks. Anyways, I had to get that out of the way. There's so many to pick from, but so recently the group, it was the Sunday game where the group was fighting against the Blood Borrower and the Super Aboleth. Aboleth is like a big kind of like psychic manta ray. They're actually very powerful. So one of the characters shot an arrow at the Blood Borrower. The Blood Borrower is like a super elf. They actually look like the what are they called in Phantasy Star 4? I'm gonna look for them real quick because I found them last time, and they're cool enemies. They're like really weird, like creepy, kind of Magus style characters. But like, you might as well think of them as like Lashik. Like, a Blood Borrower is kind of like Lashik. And like, they're powerful, they're magical, they're very apt. They can fight just as well as they can cast spells. So this character shot an arrow, natural one. And because of that, I said that Blood Borrower was going to be able to catch the arrow in midair, which he did. And he's so physically powerful because he's just magical and whatever. He throws the arrow back with just as much force as it was shot at him, and rolls a natural 1. So it's a total David Lopan moment where it's like arrow shot caught, arrow thrown caught, and the player didn't have the chance to like reshoot the arrow, but the next time he did, he shot that arrow. So it was like catch arrow, shoot arrow. Finally, it hit him. But it was quite the battle. It was crazy. Just those 2 natural 1s, like one immediately after the other. It was wild. There's been other ones like that, and I'm trying to think of them, but that's the one that I can think of most recently that is the most amusing. I did put this on Twitter, kind of imploring people to show up and to do, the question-y questions. So if anybody's shown up and has questions, please ask your questions. If not, Looney, you are my audience, and I would love for you to ask any other questions. In fact, let's do a little quick type up. Funniest critical, I guess, funniest / favorite fail. First off, I hate crit fails that are deadly or detrimental. Second off, recent favorite was player shoots arrow, boss catches and throws it back. Let's see, I have more questions, yes, but please, by all means. And see, someone might say, hey, you just said that you don't want crit fails to lead to deadly things. If he had shot that arrow back, that could have been damage. But in my reckoning, the natural 1 triggered something. It could have been just a 5 to hit, but it triggered the boss's ability to react. So the boss reacted, grabbed the arrow and threw it. It was not because it was a natural 1, but it does showcase that the boss is amazing, and can do fun and interesting things. Like a player who could, like if you were a monk, monks can do the exact same thing. Boss catches and throws back. Nat 1. Player catches, same arrow. There you are. David Lopan moment. Apple Pie Chart and Delot X, if you want to say anything, please. What's the most amoral and fucked up act, oh god, of Magic that one of your players has done, if you've had that kind of experience? If not, what's the most fucked up and morally justifiable act of Magic in D&D that you can think of? Well, fucked up, moral, I guess amoral, act of Magic. That's a great question. I've had a lot. Many of them have to do with like magical coercion. I think I spelled that right. Especially effective enslavement. So I've had that happen in games where people are like, I'm gonna enslave this person. I was like, I don't know that I like that. Anytime AoE, that is Fireball, is used on innocents. So it's like, Fireball spell is really handy, but it's really easy to use in a situation where it's going to catch your fellow party members, and that's good and well. Like, you know, that's kind of silly, but you can get away with it. But like killing civilians with a fireball because it's like, oh, you know, it was easier that way. Or in the olden days when you got experience for killing anything, some people would be like, oh, that's just extra experience. That was kind of fucked up. Probably like there's a lot of body horror that can be brought about by the polymorph spell. And I know that I've seen players who have like polymorphed someone into something they didn't want to be, whether that was like an existential thing or if it was like a I have no mouth but I must scream kind of situation. That's usually like that's probably among the worst things I think I've seen. And I'm trying to think of some other like weird, crazy, fucked up situations, but those are mostly it. You know what? I'm gonna throw this into. It's like I don't think I've ever seen anyone actually do this, but I have a lot of people who will talk about like killing someone, reviving them with magic, and killing them again. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've heard people say, I'm gonna kill him, revive him with magic, and then kill him again. And I'm not talking like in a jokey, like beer and pretzels kind of way, where it's like, haha, wouldn't that be funny? I'm gonna fucking kill that person, and I'm gonna revive them with magic and kill them again. And like with planning it out, like this isn't just like even just a moment of anger. This is like, I'm gonna do this, and then usually I'll derail that with something. But still, like when people are just kind of like really weirdly fixated on like making an imaginary thing suffer, kind of weird, a little bit weird. These are usually the people that will start a game of Fallout and immediately detonate as many nuclear weapons as they can for the funds. That's my take. Um, Maybe like an honorable mention. There's a spell called Cloud Kill. Uh, it's mustard gas. And I mean, I think that's pretty fucked up just right in and of itself. You're just gonna mustard gas something. That shit is heinous, I say. Although I'm sure there's other things like, you know, desiccating someone from the inside out. That's necrotic damage. That's necromancy spells do that, sure. But still, I feel like there's something heinous about using mustard gas. It's like if you're casting a spell that violates the Geneva Convention, there's kind of something wrong, maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. And of course, I say that, but like evil characters do that all the time. But that's because they're evil, and it's a cost-benefit analysis. The Cloud Kill does not affect undead, so it's the perfect thing for like a necromancer to shoot to throw out as their undead minions are just waltzing through the Cloud Kill and killing with the cloud. All right. Well, I think I have time for one more question. More Q, yes. Give me your question. Maybe when I get back around to playing Final Fantasy V, I'll start voicing Galuf like John Madden. Well, you see, the most powerful thing that you can do is to change your job around to be a quarterback. Quarterback job is going to let you go deep into the lineman defense. You can totally sack X Death with a nice tackle in the end zone, but that's something that's yet to be seen in this game season. It's anybody's game, really. What's the coolest artifact, magical or not, that has appeared in games that you've run? Honestly, so I was running this game of Eberron. Eberron is this kind of like steampunky type setting for D&D. And I think my favorite thing was it was this thing called was it Ember? Shoot, why am I forgetting? I think it was. But so there's this diamond called Ember. It was a piece of the silver flame. So this diamond is basically like the silver flame was created when all of the coatls, as in Quetzalcoatl's, they're these like magical rainbow serpents that have wings and they cast good magic. They're basically like these. If a dragon was an angel, and it is of course a little bit of a bastardization of the whole Quetzalcoatl myth in the first place. But anyways, so hundreds and hundreds of Quetzalcoatls fought against a demon invasion in the land of Eberron, Corvair, I guess. And they sacrificed themselves to create the silver flame. And the silver flame is like, it's not so much an artifact as it is like a pseudo deity. It's just like a flame that exists both to imprison the demon lords and to empower the Church of the Silver Flame. So like it imparts clerical abilities, it kind of inspires paladins and so on. Ember was basically a splinter of the Silver Flame from when one of the demon lords attempted to escape. He was very close to being successful, and like the result of it was Ember, this diamond that had these fantastical powers. Well, the trick to Ember was, as an attempt to escape, Ember had the ability to revive people. It was a very powerful artifact that could just use it once per day and it could bring someone back to life. Very amazingly powerful. But the big question was, did it bring someone good back to life or someone bad back to life? If it brought someone good back to life, it would slowly corrupt. And if it brought someone back that was bad enough, it would then cause a flaw in the Silver Flame and allow the Demon Lord to break free. That almost happened because there was a bad mamma known as the Duke of Blades, who was like basically he was like a magical construct with a soul. There were a bunch of them. They're called Warforged. They were literally created for the war as second-class citizens who would fight tirelessly. But anyway, so this guy was the Duke of Blades. He kind of rose among the ranks and became a very powerful and prominent Warforged. Um, and he was like, it's hard to say because there's different takes on him, but my take was that he was basically a terrorist, a very powerful and prominent one. He wasn't just like some Cobra commander, like he was actually out there doing things and taking ground for the Warforged. But so he died sometime before the start of my game. I wanted this to be a big plot point. He died, and all of his followers were like, well shit, we need to bring him back. We don't know how to like revive Warforged, and plus there's no one who's going to want to do this. Like everybody knows his reputation. We don't have anyone who can revive. We can't pay someone enough money to do the revival. They actually are able to convince someone from one of the churches to arrive, and this guy from the church brings Ember. He's able to find Ember, which is this magical artifact that can revive people. He brings Ember because he is a double agent that works for the church, but also for like this really weird offshoot of the church. It's a very weird cult. Anyways, so he takes the diamond to the Warforged followers, who then try and revive the Duke of Blades, and in doing so, corrupt the diamond, almost cause a rift to open to allow the Demon Lord to step through, and also create portals into 3 of the most deadly planes in existence, which are Kyber, Zoriat, and there was a third one. But basically it's like Cthulhu Land, Undead Land, and Demon Land. So like all of these things were pouring out, and the group had to like go and fight and save the world from like these demonic, creepy disaster portals, which they did. But having everything centered around that one diamond that they were able to find out about like on a train trip, and was like not a big deal until somebody stole it, and then it was a big deal. And so that was a lot of fun, just taking this thing and was like, oh, I stole this, and it's like, oh shit, this is actually a super powerful MacGuffin. Well, fellas, we're gonna do a blitz on Exdeath, but fellas, we're gonna do a blitz on Exdeath, but we'll rush past her while Ferris busts through the center of the line. While Lena and me do zone coverage on Gilgamesh, freeing butts to sack Exdeath for a total loss of 20 yards. Galif, what the fuck are you talking about? All I can say is it's gonna be a great game. It's gonna be a great game. Real winner for the fans on this Sunday night. All right. I think that's the last question for tonight. It's getting close to 10. I've actually been streaming for an hour and a half, which is not bad. I want to do more on Monday, but we'll see. I may actually do like a shorter planning session on Monday because I'll only have 2 games to plan for after that, which is okay because I think I'll have a longer Q&A, and I might do some stuff like writing up monsters and so on. Yes, that Madden gives me life. Yes. I'm gonna have to add that one into my repertoire. Awesome. Well, okay, we're gonna go ahead and stop there, unless there's like any last minute questions from anyone who might be like a new viewer. No one. I just looked. Nobody joined. Come on, people. Oh well, it is an irregular day on an irregular week, and this was the only stream I did, and I didn't really market it terribly well. But Monday, we're gonna do another planning stream. We're gonna do more Q&A, and we're gonna do like fun stuff. So fun stuff. All right. Well, y'all, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for indulging me. Thank you for all of your love and support. I'm gonna go ahead and stop there, and we will resume on Monday. I don't think I'm gonna do any more streams from this moment. Let me actually, at least not until Monday. I'm not gonna go out of my way necessarily to stream on Saturday or Sunday. I'm gonna try and take it easy, maybe. Let's see. So Jaro, are you streaming? I'm looking on Twitter to find out if you are. And if you are, then we're going to raid with all of my one viewer. Food was accomplished. Blaz still going on. Weather changes have my apologies. Let's push Mega Man tomorrow, and I'll beg you to forgive me. Okay, no worries there, Sajaro. I don't know why I'm talking like Sajaro can hear me. All right, y'all. No, thank you, love. I love you endlessly. And thank you for being here. Thank you for asking questions because they give me life. Your questions give me life. But there we are. Stream accomplished. Stream finished. We are on the battleship with a big banner. And there we are. Remember always, I plan and play and run games for you.